Picture this. You are given the chance to create the most expensive starting 11 ever. Who would you pick? Well, I hope you brought some extra cash and are ready to sink into crippling debt, because that is exactly what we're doing today. Here are the top 10 most expensive signings in every position ever. Goalkeeper. In goal, we have a player that shattered the all-time transfer record for a goalkeeper. This player not only contributed to Maurizio Sarri's smoking addiction, but also boasts one of the worst save percentages in the Prem at just 55%. Starting as our number 1, ladies and gentlemen, Kepa Arrizabalaga. After the departure of Thibaut Courtois from Chelsea in 2019, the London side splashed a record fee of €80 million or £71.6 million to get his signature. Since signing, Kepa's game time has significantly decreased, and with Chelsea's signing of Edouard Mendy, will he ever break into the first team again? Kepa is going to need a wall in front of him, so let's see who makes up the team's back line. Centre-back. The first of the 2 centre-halves comes from the Netherlands, a country known for its footballing icons Johan Cruyff, Marco van Basten, Dennis Bergkamp and Robin van Persie, to name a few. He was part of an incredible Ajax team who reached the semi-finals of the Champions League and was the winner of the Copa Award for the best under-21 footballer in the world in 2019. His name? Matthijs de Ligt. The world's best under-21 did not come cheap, and Juventus were willing to pay large for the then 19-year-old, forking over a total of €89.9 million or £77.7 million for his signature, making him one of the most expensive teenagers in the history of football. His defensive partner, some call him captain, some call him slabhead, and others call him trash. In 2019, Manchester United set the record fee for a defender, which is yet to be broken, for Harry Maguire at €90.1 million or £80 million. After a terrific international tournament with England in 2018, as well as a solid display at the back with Leicester the following season, the Red Devils swooped up the former Sheffield United man at the beginning of the 2019 season, and are yet to see their investment made worthwhile. After the signing of Martinez and Varane, Maguire is warming the bench and watching from the sides. The club captain's time might be numbered at Old Trafford. Did you know Harry isn't his real first name? It's actually Jacob Harry Maguire. Right back. We only need to take a short ride from Old Trafford to find the team that obtained the signature of the most expensive right-back in the world. In the 2019 summer transfer window, João Cancelo swapped the black and white of Juventus for the sky blue of Manchester City for €65 million, making Cancelo the most expensive right-back in the history of the game. After a slow start to his City career, he is now showing everyone why they bought him and proving his doubters wrong. Left-back. So who will keep Matthijs company on his left? None other than his Bayern Munich teammate Lucas Hernandez. In 2019, a year after his involvement in a French side that was crowned world champions, Hernandez took his defensive capabilities from Atletico Madrid to Bayern Munich for a record fee of €80 million or £68 million, where he routinely contributes to a dominant Bayern team that are used to steamrolling their opponents. Now that we have our back line sorted, we will need creativity in the middle of the pitch. Hopefully, our most expensive midfielders will do the trick. Midfielder. The first of our midfield trio is known worldwide for his dance moves, haircuts, and occasional world-class games. We, of course, are talking about Paul Pogba. After not impressing Sir Alex Ferguson during his time as a Manchester United youth player, Paul Pogba joined the Bianconeri in 2012, where his quality was brought to light. Fast forward 4 years to the summer transfer window of 2016. Paul Pogba returned to Manchester United, breaking the then all-time transfer record when they paid €105 million or £89 million for his signature. With his performances for Manchester United failing to live up to his price tag, he re-signed for Juventus on a free at the beginning of the 2022 summer transfer window. Talk about good business from Juventus. Midfielder. Paul Pogba's midfield partner may have signed for a rival club, but they both share the same passion for hair products. This player is polarizing. Some love him, some hate him, and others get sentenced to 14 weeks in prison for running onto the pitch and punching him in the face. This player captained Aston Villa back to the Premier League and contributed to 32 goals over his 213 appearances for the club. To the left of Pogba, we have Jack Grealish. And after Manchester City spent €117 million or £100 million for his talents, he became the most expensive British player ever. Will this be his breakout season for Manchester City? Midfielder. Playing in the most advanced position in our midfield trio is a player that is accustomed to performing at the highest level, at least at the time of his transfer he was. During his time at Liverpool, he made a total of 201 appearances, scored 54 goals and assisted 43 times. In other words, he contributed to a goal for Liverpool every 1.8 games. In January 2018, Barcelona paid €145 million or £105 million, which was more than enough to pry Philippe Coutinho from the Merseyside team, making him the most expensive January transfer ever. Our midfield is very creative, but will the front three be able to finish the job in front of the net? If their transfer fee is anything to go off, I sure hope so. Right wing. Playing on the right wing of the most expensive starting 11 is a player that was part of one of the most dangerous front threes of all time during his tenure at Camp Nou. His time at Barcelona was extremely successful, winning a Champions League, 2 league titles and 4 Copa del Reys. After donning the famous colours of Barcelona 105 times and playing a significant role in perhaps the greatest Champions League comeback, Neymar decided his time with the club had run its course. In 2017, Neymar joined PSG for a staggering €222 million or £198 million, making him the most expensive transfer in the history of football. A lot of the inflated prices for players has been credited to Neymar's transfer to PSG. So remember that expensive flop your club signed? You can blame PSG for that. Left wing. PSG fans did not have to wait long for their club to break another transfer record, only 44 days. Before joining PSG, this player helped Monaco capture the French league title and make the Champions League semi-final for the first time since 2004. You know exactly who we're talking about, the one and only Kylian Mbappe. After a 2017 season that saw him awarded the best player in Ligue 1, French giants PSG flexed their financial power and paid €180 million or £163 million for his transfer, cementing his place as the most expensive teenager football has ever seen. In one transfer window, PSG broke 2 transfer records by a considerable margin in an attempt to build their own version of the most expensive starting 11. Centre forward. Playing as a centre forward for the most expensive starting 11 is a player that made a splash in the footballing world while in his teens playing for Portuguese side Benfica. João Felix's standout season came in 2019/18 when he earned 43 appearances, scoring 20 times and assisting 11. After seeing his potential, La Liga side Atletico Madrid decided to go all in on the Portuguese teenager, whose signature cost €126 million or £112.9 million. The now 22-year-old is a regular starter for Diego Simeone. With his best footballing years in front of him, many are eager to see what kind of player he develops into. And will he be able to fill Cristiano Ronaldo's boots for Portugal when he eventually calls it a day? Injuries happen, so we have to make sure that we have a star-studded bench made up of those that could not make it into the starting 11. On the bench, we have Antoine Griezmann, who transferred from Atletico Madrid to Barcelona in 2019 for the small fee of €120 million or £107 million. Next, we have Romelu Lukaku, who, after a title-winning season with Inter Milan, was re-signed to Chelsea in 2021 for a fee of €115 million or £97.5 million. Our following sub is Ousmane Dembele, who was touted as the best youngster in the world after he transferred from Dortmund to Barcelona for €105 million or £97 million in 2017. Eden Hazard makes the subs list as our second last sub after his time at Chelsea came to an end when Real Madrid acquired his skills for €100 million or £89 million in 2019. Our final sub, who I'm sure would rather be in the starting 11, hardly needs an introduction. Cristiano Ronaldo joins the subs list after Juventus pulled him away from Real Madrid in 2018 for a fee of €100 million or £88 million. And there we have it. Our starting 11 has cost us €1.3 billion or £1.1 billion. Although we are in crippling debt, which we may never be able to escape, we have assembled the most expensive starting 11 ever to grace a football pitch. The real question is, how long will it take for this team to win enough competitions to make our money back? Comment below and don't forget to like, and if you love football, subscribe to the channel. Thank you and see you in the next one.